I think it's extremely important to mean to do it, to be dedicated to it, to really accept the fact that those kids aren't a matched set of luggage and your teaching's never going to succeed like it should until you begin to try. And then I think the second thing is to really invest in knowing your students, in understanding them. And then I think the third thing probably is persistence, just sticking with it day after day and week after week. And so I think that thing of I'm going to start today and I'm not going to give up tomorrow and I'm still going to be at it in 5 and 10 years are all really huge. You know, we've known for a long time that the human being needs what they call a balanced success to effort ratio in order to be motivated to keep on. And what that means is you need to feel like you're really working hard, not just sort of sitting and taking up space, but really doing something valuable that takes effort. And then you need to have the sense that most of the time it works. And you can't get that balanced success to effort ratio without some differentiation, because you will inevitably have some kids in the class who make an A with no challenge and other kids who've really invested as much as they can and they're missing too many steps to get there. So you're not highly motivated to do something which doesn't stretch you, and you're not highly motivated to do something that never makes you feel good about yourself. So those two things are just critical for motivation. I think the thing that sticks with me most from talking in teachers in so many places is how really hard it is for us to provide support for teachers that helps them teach with fidelity to an idea. We all sort of translate stuff into, oh, I think this thing I do must be like that, so I'm good. We do very little to help teachers really understand the full scope of an idea and to translate it effectively into their classrooms. And so just the difficulty of providing the kind of support teachers need to understand something deeply and to know how to implement it faithfully is challenging. I think I'd like for them to walk away with the idea that differentiation is really good teaching, just good teaching with an emphasis on the kids rather than just the stuff that we're trying to impart to kids. So I think to invest in differentiation is to understand it well and to realize that it's a career and you should be investing every day of that career, not just for a week or two or now and then. I would make it student-centered rather than test-centered, and would waive it the second time to ensure that teachers had the kind of support they need to really make that transition. We've now in this country had test-centered curriculum, instruction, teaching, learning, whatever, for pretty close to 20 years. And so we don't have very many teachers who've ever experienced anything else, and we don't have very many students who've ever experienced anything else. And making that kind of a switch is tricky, and if we don't support the teachers well, then it will be a failed attempt because they won't have the know-how and the confidence to move there. Everyone devotes their efforts to creating ideas around which kids can do meaningful work. That's a very different thing than prescribing this worksheet in this lesson followed by this worksheet in this project. It's really trying to help kids explore life in a sort of a systematic way. So I think it would all be what matters to learn, and how do we help kids find different pathways to that, and how do we help them be at the center of all the decisions we make.